Hey, what's up, guys? It's another episode of Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure, and we want to remind you right off the bat that all of our full podcast episodes are on YouTube, they're on Spotify, they're on Patreon, and you can connect with us pretty much everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, so on and so forth. We have a big show today. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have a very special guest today on the show. We have the first responder. His name is Darrel Smith. He is the head of HeroFund USA, a very important organization, nonprofit here in Kansas City that Bill and I are very close to. And then Monday, we have something real special that we've been kind of waiting on and talking about for a while, but you give them the scoop.
I tell you what, we're taking a roadie. We're bringing the program to Vito's Original Pizza on 7 Highway in Blue Springs. Very, very famous eatery out here in eastern Jackson County, and Vito and his son Onofrio are just wonderful people. We're going to do a live broadcast next Monday, October 13th, from noon to 1 p.m. at Vito's, and it's the Cat Clash week where Blue Springs South and Blue Springs High School face each other in football. Both teams are back. It's a great rivalry again. I can't wait to see what happens at the game next Friday. But we're going to have Blue Springs South head football coach Alan Wilmus and his star quarterback Aiden Wilhelm on the show. And Aiden spent a couple of hours at Arrowhead before the Philadelphia Eagles game and actually did a segment with former NFL MVP quarterback Matt Ryan, and Aiden beat him in an accuracy contest. So
Matt will never do that.
I know. Yeah, I think they've cut that episode out of future programs. Tim Crone's going to be representing Blue Springs High School. Come on out. We're going to be giving away some pizza. You're going to get to enjoy. I never dreamed I'd go to a pizza joint for my gyro sandwich fix, and anything you want they've got in there, and it's just going to be a great time. We want to fill the place up. We want to have a lot of fun, and you're invited.
Okay, let's do like we do every week. Hot topics.
Yes, sir. God
damn it. The Chiefs. Come on, man. A 99-yard pick six from Pat.
I know.
So it dawned on me after that, we have lost 2 games by screwing up a pass at the goal line.
I know.
Kelsey dropped the one. Pat throws that thing right at that guy.
I know.
So am I just too damn old-fashioned? But why can't you just run the ball when you need 9 feet? When you've got Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, and the rookie kid Smith, and 3 tight ends. Why do we have to freaking pass the ball on every third and short?
I think that says a lot about the confidence Andy Reid has in his running game.
Or lack of.
Lack of confidence, yes. Because I thought the offensive line really did a pretty good job last night.
You know what? Those 2 young fellas on the left side?
Yes.
Those kids are playing good.
Yep.
Simmons and Kingsley?
Yes.
I think they're doing well. I mean, they're getting a lot out of those guys.
Well, you know, and football's a 60-minute game, and here 8 seconds cost you the game.
It did.
I mean, the touchdown return on the interception, and then I could watch that play of Trevor Lawrence 1,000 times and still not understand.
You know, he's rolling around on the ground.
I know, and he fell down twice, and it's like I don't know. Maybe the defensive guys were thinking it was a high school game, because in high school,
your legs are
you're
down. You're down.
That's it.
Well, why couldn't we make a stop with what was there, a minute and a half to go, and they had to go 80-some yards?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, guys. And you talked about you got to play a 60-minute game. Man, I'm sorry, but Chris Jones isn't playing 60-minute games.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to say what you want if you think I'm talking out of line here, but that's twice. That's 2 plays that he just kind of trotted when he missed a game-saving tackle or a drive-saving tackle. I mean, I know the guy's had some issues lately in his life, but man, if you can't go, don't go.
Yeah. Yeah, that one is like when they scored at the end and took the lead, and I'm like, all right, man,
Got a minute and a
nice,
half to go,
gritty
whatever.
win.
Yeah.
Now we know how Buffalo felt. 13 seconds left, and Patrick gets the game tied on a field goal and wins in overtime. I mean, that one last night was, just tear my heart out with a butter knife.
And what about number 43, Jack Cochran? This guy's supposed to be one of the best special teams players we had. This dude makes 2 freaking penalties on the. Is there ever a punt or a kick return that the Chiefs don't have a damn holding call?
Oh, I know. You'd think Juwan was on special teams.
It's just
all the mistakes he makes on the line. Yeah, very frustrating.
Clean that stuff up. And I don't know. I mean, I don't even want to get into it much, but the officiating in the NFL is just. I mean, I don't want to start pointing at, well, this happened and that happened. It cost us and it cost. No, but I mean, over the weekend was terrible.
Oh my!
I mean, they need to have a new penalty called fluffing the passer.
Exactly.
It's.
I couldn't believe that.
See the Saints game?
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. I mean, is that roughing the passer?
I know.
The
thing about it is, I have an old sport magazine book from, like the early 60s, and the big headline story in it is Dick Butkus saying, let's just put ballerina skirts on them because we can't hit them. And, I mean, here we are 40, 50 years later talking about the same thing.
Same thing. Let's talk about a couple other things, off the field stuff. What in the hell was Mark Sanchez thinking about?
I was talking to somebody last night, and I guess it's come out that it was over a parking spot.
It was over. You're right.
This guy, a former NFL quarterback, the big dog with ESPN's broadcasting crew, and
it was over a parking spot, and 69-year-old man, had his truck parked near this dumpster, and Sanchez wanted the spot, and he said something to him. The guy didn't have he wore hearing aids, and he had him out. He was resting, and one thing led to another. But the way this has turned out is that he has sued for. I mean, I guess his face is all damaged, and he has some really severe injuries. And get this, they're also suing Fox. So, I mean, it's not funny, but I mean, so Bill, when you cover Friday Night Lights this week, don't stand by the dumpster.
I know. I'm not going to do that. And
don't stand by
I was the king of road rage for many years, man. Forget it. It's not worth it to honk at somebody and have them take a shot at you. No,
don't do that. There was another incident occurred. This one occurred overseas, and we're talking about Friday Night Lights. And this is about a young man that you know well and played here in Eastern Jackson County, has been in the NFL, Skylar Thompson.
Fort Osage, 2015, Simone Award winner, led the Indians to their first ever state championship. Had an injury-plagued but successful career at K-State. He goes over to Dublin with the Pittsburgh Steelers and gets mugged.
Got mugged.
Had to go to the hospital. I guess, he was beat up pretty good. And
in an Irish pub. I mean, go figure.
Yeah, no kidding. And the crazy thing is, this didn't come out for like several days.
It happened September 27th.
Yeah, and the NFL just, wanting to maintain that pristine image, just swept it under the carpet. I can't believe it still.
Sad part about it is now not as a result of what happened, but he's only injured reserve. But I think injured reserve is not out for the year. I think 4 games.
Yes.
But, and good for him that he's in the NFL and he's with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Absolutely.
And you never know, maybe with as nimble as Aaron Rodgers is, maybe he'll get a chance to play some this year. Okay, some Royals news, kind of off the field. It's really got nothing to do with the team. Back in May, I think it was May 30th, Bobby Wood hit a bomb, 440-foot home run into the fountain.
Yeah.
There's a young guy sitting there, and he reached over. He did not jump in the fountain. He reached over and pulled it. And one of the other ushers said, "Hey, nice job. That's good. That's good."
Right.
About an inning later, the police officers and some other attendants,
Security people.
came and they said, you need to give us that ball and you got to go. And why? He said, I actually see the rules. They're printed out in the outfield by that. I did not jump in. I did not hinder anything. I didn't do. And they said, no, you have to leave. No explanation. Well, a couple of weeks later, they found out later that day that ball was the 3,000th home run ball ever hit in Kauffman Stadium.
Wow.
And they weren't going to let that guy keep it.
Yeah.
In fact, as a matter of fact, that ball, I mean, the only other place I would have thought that ball might be, it'd be in your basement, but it's in the Royals Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And this fella is suing. He thinks the ball is worth. He values the ball at $30,000. I guess 3,000th home run.
Sure.
I'll take $30,000 for it. And the Royals, no comment.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think? You think you should keep it?
I think you should keep it. That was a story when I saw that. I'm very familiar with that fountain, and after the Royals won their first conference championship or division championship, Freddie Patek and Cookie Rojas went out and jumped in the fountain.
Yeah.
I was talking to Freddie after that.
1976.
76.
Yep.
I'm talking to Freddie long after that, and he goes, "Yeah." He said, "Our trainer and all the athletics or the medical staff came out." I said, "Do you know how many bacteria and disease?" And he goes, "I think Cookie and I took the longest showers in the history of the world after that." So
that's funny. So we'll see what ends up happening.
It's
with
going to
that
be
baseball.
interesting. Yeah. I want to see.
You a MMA? You into that? The UFC?
Don't know much about it.
Well, there's going to. You know who Conor McGregor is, obviously. Everybody knows.
Isn't he that guy who's going to the White House?
There is going to be a UFC event on the White House lawn next June. McGregor is going to fight. I mean that's got Trump written all over.
Oh, you think?
And McGregor is going to fight Chuck Schumer. So we'll see how it goes.
Wow.
Got a lot of music news this week.
Yes.
A lot of music news. Benito Antonio Benitez Ocasio is playing the Super Bowl halftime.
Mr. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny going to play the Super Bowl halftime. So after that was announced, one day later, news report comes out and says, and I got it right, ICE is going to be there. One day after that, the White House press secretary, Catherine Leavitt, come out and said, no, there's not going to be, we don't have any formal plans to be there. So, and he was on Saturday Night Live.
He was great.
I missed it. So
I saw it.
I'm sure he commented on it.
Well, in his opening monologue, he comes out and speaks a lot of Spanish.
Was Puerto Rican.
Right.
Yeah.
He does not sing a song in English.
Really?
Yeah. It's all in Spanish.
Okay.
So he comes out and he goes, if you're interested in what I said, you've got 4 months to learn Spanish before I sing at the Super Bowl. I thought, what a great comeback by Bad Bunny.
So yeah. He is the third most streamed artist in the world.
I know it's.
And
he's made some movies, and he's fun. He's got a personality, and I've never heard one of his songs. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl to see what it's like with him in there. And the greatest thing would be if he'd have all his backup dancers and everyone dressed in ICE uniforms.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine that? That'd be good.
Oh, that would be hysterical.
That would be good.
And you like this? The first place I knew of Bad Bunny, but he's a big WWE fan, and he's been in a bunch of matches.
Has he really?
Oh, hell yeah. He's beat the hell out of a bunch of guys. He's Damian Priest?
Sure, yeah.
Well, Damian Priest is Puerto Rican, and these guys have teamed up together to whoop some ass. I mean, he's been on WWE. Yeah.
Oh.
And you know what? He's really good.
Wow.
Yeah. Check some of that out. That's pretty good. But the White House, Catherine Levitt said, no tangible plan to have
Tangible.
ice. A tangible plan to have ice at the White House. Okay, so meanwhile, Bill, would you like ice with a lap dance? Ice
Can
and
we
home.
edit that out, please?
Come on.
Yes, I would.
Okay, very good. ICE and Homeland Security arrested almost 50 illegal immigrants in Dallas at Chica Bonita's strip club. I mean, ICE is going into strip clubs and Homeland Security, but they got 50 bad guys at Chica Bonita's. Oh, by the way, I think this is what you should do. Next time, whenever you go, I swear, you got to do this. Next time you go to Starbucks,
Yes.
and they ask you to put your name, you need to put Bad Bunny on your cup.
Oh, that would be so good.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Starbucks, but wow.
If you put Bad Bunny in their cup, they're not going to be a fan of you either.
That's
I'll tell you right now. Other news this week: Sean, not Luke Combs, gets 4 years, and Taylor making news as she does every week, seemingly. So Taylor Swift, I don't know if this has ever happened. Number one at the box office.
I know it.
And number one on record sales.
Yes.
Music sales.
Is that crazy?
The movie was only out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right?
Yeah, 3 days.
Just over the weekend.
Yeah, not to interrupt you, but we just got back from Durango, Colorado.
Yeah.
There's a little 100-seat movie theater there.
No
and
way.
They had the 3 nights of Taylor Swift. You drive by there, and the kids are lined up as far as you could see.
And then this week, Leo DiCaprio's movie was out, which is supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
And there's like nobody in that line, and there's like a gazillion people to see a movie about Taylor Swift making an album.
I know.
$33 million at the box office over the weekend.
I know. Unbelievable.
And then, if that's not enough, then she makes history. And I'll test your knowledge because I know you and I are both big rock and roll fans, and we know a lot of this stuff. She became the first woman ever in recording music in the United States to sell 100 million albums.
Unreal.
She's 35 years old.
I know.
The first woman ever. There are only 3 others. I believe.
Stevie?
No, I'm talking about that. Just 3 other artists that have sold 100 million.
She's
the only woman ever.
Well, I thought
to do
Stevie
that.
might be
She-
close second or something.
So number 1, the
Beatles.
Yep. Number 2,
Pink Floyd?
Elvis,
Oh, well,
and number 3, Garth.
real Garth.
And the Eagles. Yeah, did we say the Eagles? Yeah. So the Beatles, Elvis, Garth, the Eagles, Taylor Swift. Wow. There you go. 100 million records. Another big one. This one real. I Hollywood couples, they kind of come and go. Remember when Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert were together? That didn't last, and then Blake ends up marrying Gwen Stefani. I really thought Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban was a keeper.
I did too. Yeah, no hint of scandal over 17 years in, the world
He's
of
had
Hollywood.
a drug problem.
Well,
He's had a drug problem.
She helped him with that.
Absolutely.
And that's why I thought they would stay together.
Absolutely.
So this was crazy.
And they've been together a long time. And you read what you
Sure.
see what you read.
Sure.
And what I had read, and most of us have read, is that she really wanted to keep this thing together. Mm-hmm. And they've been living apart now for several months, since June. But now the fans are kind of turning shock to anger, and seeing a resurfaced clip of Keith Urban changing lyrics to a song last
hear those
week.
changes?
Yeah.
Instead of the original line, take your memories, I don't need them. Take your space and take your reasons. This past Saturday, Urban changed to take your memories, I don't need them. Take your space and all your BS reasons. You shouldn't have treated me this way.
That's from the song "You'll Think of Me," and the second half of that is?
When it was his 2002 breakup song.
It's a great freaking song.
Yeah.
And maybe Nicole will sing the second half of that. Take your cat and leave my sweater, because we got nothing left to weather. In fact, I'll feel a whole lot better. You'll think of me.
Whoa.
So that's going to come back and maybe hurt a little bit.
So,
But there's another lyric he changed.
Okay.
He's got a song called "The Fighter," and he wrote it. He wrote it for Nicole, and the original line says, "When they're trying to get you, baby, I'll be the fighter." And he changed it to, "When they're trying to get you, Maggie, I'll be your guitar player." Maggie is his 25-year-old,
Yeah.
real cute guitar player.
Oh, yeah.
So is that what's happening here?
I don't know.
But too bad.
I know.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Really too bad.
I can't imagine what it's like combining the glitz and glamour of Hollywood with the monster swing now of country music.
Yeah.
And, he's hearing from the countryside. He's hearing from the Hollywood side. And that's a world I'm glad I'm not
It's
a
like
part
being
of.
Nicole Kidman. She got dumped by Tom Cruise and Keith Urban.
Yeah.
Two guys put together ain't 6 feet tall.
I know, man.
But what are you going to do? A rock and roll reunion coming up. And I would have never guessed this. Were you a Rush fan?
Yeah.
And, their drummer, Neil Peart, maybe next to John Bonham of Led Zeppelin, considered the greatest drummers of all time.
Yeah.
And he died a few years ago. And they're replacing him with a female, with a young lady from, I believe, Germany. Yeah, her name is Anika Niles, and she's going to join them, and they're going to do not a lot, but some North American tour. Which, how about that, Rush? Pretty good deal.
When Bonham died, that was it for Led Zeppelin. When Keith Moon died, that should have been it for The Who.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't, yeah. And, they're on, I think, their 17th final tour.
I think they just do their last show or about to do it?
I think they're about to do it. And I saw them 3-4 years ago on their last tour. And it was painful watching Roger Daltrey. I mean, he used to swing the microphone above his head and just great
hairpiece.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, remember one of the early episodes we did, the Cambridge Dictionary came out, and I asked you, you're a writer. You ever use those words?
No.
Skibbity, delulu, trad wife. Well, I know you have to use the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Of course, it's just right there at my desk.
Yeah, they have come out with 5,000 new words.
That's crazy.
5,000 new words. I
couldn't believe it.
All right, I'll just mention a couple of them. Do you know what doom scroll means?
No.
Dumb phone. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
and that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dumb phone. WFH. Come on, think. COVID. Work from home. Work from home.
Okay.
So that's in the dictionary. I got one for him. Do you know what this is? WTF? You know what that is? Yeah, go ask producer Tony. He'll tell you. There's newer words that we have used over the last few years. I don't know if they're in the dictionary. They probably are. Ozempic and Wegovy.
Know about those.
Yeah. Okay. Ozempic and Wegovy. Very, very, probably the most popular drugs out there right now, weight loss drugs.
Yeah.
And they, I guess they had been for a while. They've been selling those at Costco. I mean, you could pretty much get anything at Sam's Club and Costco now. You can even go in there and get, but those prescriptions were $1,600. I mean, that's still Costco, man. You ain't gonna drop $2,000 on, but now they've lowered the price. They are $4.99 for Wegovy and Ozempic, yeah. But now there's even a better deal. And you can get it at the Independence Fireworks tent on 291. Ozempic and Wegovy for just $39.99 when you buy a pack of 500 Black Cats. So even in Independence, Missouri, you can go to Costco and spend $500, or you can go to the tent and spend $40, and you're in pretty good shape. All right, Bill, you're a collector. You have an incredible collection of stuff, sports memorabilia. What about anything else? Coins? You ever do coins? When I was a kid, we used to collect coins.
Well, Tim Pace, my good friend who recently passed away, he and his brother
Oh, at
Steve-O,
Tim's Pizza. Yeah.
He brought in some of his coin collections at one time, and man, I mean, like a complete run of the dollar, the half dollar, the quarter, nickel, dime, penny from the 20s and just on. Yeah,
it's pretty neat.
I'm fat. My dad collected coins.
Yeah. Next year is the 250th anniversary of the United States, and a draft for a $1 coin featuring one of the presidents has been approved by the United States Treasury. Any idea which president that might be?
Abraham Lincoln?
No, keep going.
How about Mr. Trump?
There it is. Bingo.
Oh, dude.
There is going to be a Donald Trump coin. The front of the coin has a side profile of Trump, along with Liberty in God We Trust, 1776, 2026. And flip it over on the tail side, he's got his fist raised in front of a U.S. flag, kind of like the picture of the aftermath when the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. And that side says, "In Don We Trust." So,
are you kidding? Oh, I was going to say.
And I will say this, there has never been anything like it, ever.
Never.
In the history of the universe, and there never will be anything like it ever. It is the biggest, most beautiful coin in the history of all time, guaranteed.
I heard though that he's going to monetize it some way, where the dollar coin, which is at the market is $1, but he's going to sell them for $5 a piece. Dude, you can't make this stuff up.
You can't make this stuff up, is right. In a lot of our shows, we've had stories about airplane incidents.
Yes.
Especially bad pilots.
Oh,
got another one, but it's a story that happened actually almost 90 years ago, and apparently Amelia Earhart's lost plane has been likely located. I know what you're thinking. We hear this every couple of years.
Yeah,
but. Purdue University researchers are going to fly in the South Pacific, and they have seen this wreckage, kind of like when they spotted the Titanic wreckage, and that was only like 40 years ago.
Yes,
it was 1985. Yes. So they've spotted this wreckage that occurred in 1937. It's about 400 miles southeast of the Howland Islands, and this is where Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan were going to go. So, we'll see.
Isn't it amazing the staying power that story has had? Because I remember talking about Amelia Earhart when I was a kid.
Yeah. I mean, but she would have been the first woman to circumnavigate.
Absolutely.
Fly the earth. And,
sure.
It's a fascinating story that, maybe we'll finally get.
I hope this is.
We'll finally get some
nice
answers.
To put some closure to it.
Yeah, it would be.
Tony, I found out that you can teach an old dog new tricks, or at least new ways to look at a piece of fruit. Now, this is all going to work.
Talking about.
It's all going to work.
Yeah. All right.
My wife is just this amazing cook. She'll come home from work and in 2 minutes make a gourmet meal out of stuff that she had in plastic bags in the freezer. Last Sunday night, our church had a bonfire and a hayride, and the bonfire was set up under a persimmon tree.
Okay.
One of the guys there had a scouting background. He went over and he said, "Hey, you want to try one of these?" And I said, "No, I mean, it's just laying on the ground. I don't think so." He said, "No, go on. It's great." So and it was wonderful. I can't believe I've never tasted a persimmon before.
Yeah.
But he then took out his pocket knife, and I'm like, "Ooh, is this going to be another Mark Sanchez incident? Did I upset him?" And he takes the pit of the persimmon nut, slices it open, and he goes, "This is going to tell you what the upcoming winter is going to be like." He took several of the persimmons, and one It's a little thin. It almost looks like marble glass, and it has a knife. And I'm not kidding. I'm dead serious here. Took out another one, and it had a spoon, and found another one that was a fork. The knife means, and you can Google this, and I've done a lot of Googling on this. The knife means it's going to be an extremely cold winter. The spoon means you better get out a snow shovel because you're going to have snow. And then the fork means it's just going to be a normal winter with no real extremes. I'm 71 years old. I never, ever had heard that. And, especially with my wife's love of cooking, and she studies different things to see what, goes with this and what goes with that. And I mean, there are 35 people going around.
So what did it come out to?
There were more knives.
Oh, okay.
They just found.
So the knife was what?
It was extreme cold.
Oh.
But the spoon, only found one spoon, and that was, the snow. And then found quite a few forks, but it's about this big. Google persimmon seeds, and it's the first thing that'll pop up.
You know what? You just outed Joe Loria. I swear. Now we know.
Exactly.
Now we know.
Didn't he live on a persimmon farm?
Yeah, possibly. But Joe, now that he's heard this, he'll come up with a spork.
Oh yeah, right.
We'll see. All right, before we bring on our guest, the world's oldest man is celebrating another birthday, and I hate to tell you, it's not you, but it's a man in Brazil. He is 113 years old. He just turned 113 on Sunday, and the world's oldest woman is 116 years old, and she lives in the United Kingdom, and they sent each other cards.
Oh, man, that's so sweet.
And I think they should have him on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, absolutely.
I definitely think they should. Oh, and bad news for you, old man. AOL is shuttering dial-up internet service. Yeah, so now you can freaking stop calling me and asking me what that noise is.
Yeah.
At one point, there were 10 million people that had AOL. Now there are one, and that's you, and you'll be out at the end of the month. So don't call me with that noise.
Okay, I'm not.
Special guest coming up before we bring him on. Let's talk about next week one more time. At least one more time.
Yes.
We got a special show coming up next week. We are going to do this live. Well, we do it live every week, but we're going to be on location.
Yes.
And we're going to be at Vito's Pizza in Blue Springs on 7 Highway. And we're going to be there from noon to 1 on Monday, the 13th. We want you guys to come out. We're going to be giving away slices of pizza. We're going to be talking big-time high school football game that you're going to be covering.
Oh, monster game.
So that's going to be October 13th. Vito's Pizza, noon to 1, Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure live on location. We are really excited about it.
Well, and producer Tony came up with an amazing idea. We've been trying to figure out how we can determine who gets our slices of pizza.
You or me?
Or
him.
I'm hoping I can take a box home. Comment the word pizza below, and we will randomly select who is going to win a piece of pizza, a slice of pizza. If you've never been there, it's to die for. If you're a fan, give us a comment, pizza, and we're going to pick some winners.
Yeah, that's on 7 Highway in Blue Springs, and it's a great place. Hopefully we're going to have a big crowd. Bring your friends out for lunch. It'd be perfect timing.
Absolutely.
So that will be fun. Speaking of Blue Springs, our next guest is the head of a nonprofit which is based in Blue Springs, Missouri, right around the corner from Vito's, actually. And we call him the first responder's first responder. His name is Darrel Smith. He is the CEO of HeroFund USA. HeroFund USA provides state-of-the-art protective gear for first responders simply by doing fundraising events. And we do this predominantly over the bi-state area. And thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars have been raised so far to protect first responders over the course of the last 8 years. And you and I have had the privilege, were invited by Darrel to work with him, both of us on what's called the HeroFund board, and then I am the public information officer. I moved straight from broadcasting to them, but this is a wonderful cause, and Darrel Smith joins us now. We've been teasing that we have a guest who is the first responder's first responder. He's sitting with us right now. His name is Darrel Smith. He is the CEO of HeroFund USA, which is based here in Blue Springs, Missouri, that has a cause really not similar to anyone else or any other nonprofit here in the city. Darrel, thanks for coming on. First of all, I just want to get the big rundown from you. The who, the what, the where, the when, the why about HeroFund, because people are starting to know about HeroFund now. But how does this idea even get started? And tell us what the idea was.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for letting me be with you today on the show. As you mentioned, I'm the CEO and co-founder of HeroFund USA. The idea for this actually started over a bowl of pasta at Johnny Cascone's in Overland Park in probably October 2016. And I had spent the previous 30 years as a fundraising executive with the Muscular Dystrophy Association, gained a tremendous amount of appreciation and respect for first responders. The International Association of Firefighters was and still is the largest supporter of Jerry's kids, as they're affectionately called, the children and adults that have one of the 40 different forms of neuromuscular disease. And so in October of 2016, one of my old longtime sponsor friends, two of them in fact, from my MDA career, called me, and they had this idea. They wanted to do a golf tournament. They had done a golf tournament the summer before to raise some money for the Mesh and Leggio families in the aftermath of John Mesh and Larry Leggio losing their lives in the line of duty at a fire down on the plaza. They did a golf tournament that summer, raised some money, and they wanted to talk to me about running a golf tournament for them every year. And I said, well, let me do some research on this, and I'll get back with you. Because, and God bless all of them, anytime there's a line of duty tragedy, either a death or a critical injury, the community really rallies around those families. And then you've got a federal government benefit program that provides nearly $500,000 in support to the families, and civic clubs and civic organizations and churches and grocery stores and all seem to rally around the families and raise a significant amount of money for those families. But what in my online research I did not see was anybody that provided funding for preventative measures, safety equipment, if you will, things to prevent bad things from happening to first responders. And so we switched over into that lane, and we thought, nobody's doing it. That tells us one of two things. Either there's no need for it, or nobody ever thought of it. We found the latter to be true. And now, as of the middle of last week, we have helped 110 first responder departments and agencies throughout Missouri, Kansas, and beyond. Our mantra is all funds raised locally, stay local. So if we're able to raise money outside of Missouri and Kansas, then we have money to help first responder departments in other states too. Mm-hmm. Connecticut, Indiana, Arizona come to mind as some states we've helped first responders with new state-of-the-art safety equipment. So that's kind of where the idea came from. We incorporated the day after Christmas at the end of 2016 as HeroFund USA, with our primary mission always has been, always will be, funding new state-of-the-art safety equipment and resources to give the first responder the greatest opportunity possible to be able to go home to his or her loved ones at the conclusion of their shift, every shift. And some of the things we've provided in the last few years are things I'd never heard of before. One of the things we did this past week was a firefighter hose management system called Roll and Rack. It automatically rolls up the hose and racks it onto their truck, saves a lot of back injuries and hip injuries, and and things like that from lifting. Because you just imagine a 6-inch diameter canvas hose that's still wet from fighting a fire, and you roll up 100 feet of that or more, it can be quite heavy. But we get into some fun stuff too. We've funded some canines for the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, drones, thermal imagers, gas meters, ballistic wearables. We just do everything we can to make sure the first responders can do their job effectively and safely, most important.
And your background with the Muscular Dystrophy Association, you were never a first responder.
Never was.
Did you have anyone in your family? Were you tied to any first responders ever in your life?
No first responders in my family. I was never one, but my wife has a younger brother that's a retired Columbia, Missouri firefighter, and his son, her nephew, is a sergeant with the Columbia, Missouri Police Department today.
Nice. This is kind of a touchy thing. We've been, I say we, because I'm associated with Bill and I both, and we'll get into that in a little while. Has there been any resistance from the public or departments? We went through that spell, what was it, right before or after COVID, with incidents like the George Floyd, and then all of the talk, the coverage about defunding police and various cities in the United States wanting to do that and promote that. What did that have any effect on the progress of HeroFund?
Tony, my best answer to that is, I'm 67 years old and I'm a little hard of hearing. I thought they were saying defend the police.
That's what it was, Darrel.
So we thought that's a great idea. We're going to defend the police. We're going to make sure they have all the resources available to them to do their job to the best level possible, but overarchingly safely.
Okay, you know what? I won't even suggest to you go get that hearing checked. I'm just going to leave it alone. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it alone. I get this a lot when we're out making check presentations or whatever in the public. What's the process? How does a department, let's just say Blue Springs Department, they have a need. How does the process begin? What is the vetting process? How do we grant a submission? Take us through that.
It's all based through our website, HeroFundUSA.org. If you get confused, HeroFundUSA.com will get you there, but the mothership is HeroFundUSA.org. And there's a tab you can click that says Heroes on it. Click that. It'll take you right to the grant application on our website. Unlike a federal government grant or a state grant, ours takes 15 to 20, no more than 30 minutes to complete. There's a couple of ancillary documents we want uploaded with that application. The minute the applicant hits submit on it, it pops into my email inbox. And we go through a process that involves me doing an initial assessment of the request. Does it meet the criteria of first responder safety-related equipment? Does the department have enough funding to come up with their 50%? Because we do a 50-50 match. It's a 50-50 match, so we want to know the department, if we approve the grant application, do they have the other half? Mm-hmm. We're also looking to make sure that it's not a department that has a $20 million reserve fund, and they really don't need our money, but they're just wanting to spend somebody else's money before they spend theirs. And that rarely happens. Unfortunately, that rarely happens. I wish that happened more, because it would mean that our communities are doing a great job of providing everything that their first responder departments and agencies need. But what we have learned over the last nearly 9 years now, there's always a gap between what the department's budget allows for and what the need really is. And sometimes it's just simply a matter of there's a new piece of technology that has hit the market, and a department says, well, we're mid-budget cycle right now. We really could use those EV disabler plugs as an example. It just hit the market. It will disable an electric vehicle, so it can't start trying to move autonomously while we're trying to extract a victim from the front passenger seat or the driver's seat. We need that technology. We don't have the money for it. But there's probably not a city council or a mayor out there that if the chief of the department, police or fire, comes to them and says, we can get this piece of equipment it's a $10,000 asset for our department, but we can get it for half price because HeroFund USA will fund the other half. Any good business person is going to look at that and say, I can get $10,000 worth of equipment for $5,000. Let's do that. Mm-hmm. We'll find the money in our budget somewhere to do that.
And there is no government involvement with HeroFund. I've had that asked to me too. Well, where's the government come in at?
Well, the government has nothing to do with our organization. We're entirely privately funded. That said, I will issue a disclaimer. When the government told us to go home and not come to our office a few years ago, they had this program called Payroll Protection Plan, or PPP, as it were. We did apply for some COVID relief PPP funding during the pandemic just to be able to keep the lights on and keep moving the ball down the field, as these guys might say here. Yeah. So, but that's all come and gone. It was a means to an end, but no government funding. We are entirely privately funded by benevolent business owners, business managers, organizations, and our sponsors are just so wonderful. My wife, Terry, and I, who's our office manager, and we have these conversations all the time that over the last nearly 9 years, God has put so many incredibly wonderful people in our path, not least of which are you gentlemen, that have seen what we're trying to do and seen what limited resources we have to do it with, and they've jumped in feet first to help. It's humbling. What's really humbling to us is when we present a check, as we did a couple of them a week or so ago, mm-hmm. and the chief of the department starts thanking us for the support. We always interrupt them and say, no, don't thank us. We can't do what you do. You are heroes. There's a reason we're called HeroFund USA, because you're the heroes. First time somebody points a gun at me, all the fear is going to come leaking out of me. Yeah. The first time somebody says, put this on and go run into that burning building over there, I don't think I could do it. But these men and women, they're just born with a God-given desire and ability to want to help other people always. You know, I tell the story a lot because we wear our faith openly in our office. I tell the story a lot that Jesus himself in the New Testament talked about first responders. Did you know that? There's first responders. Jesus talked about him himself, that there was a man walking down the road, and he was mugged, beaten, stolen of everything, including his clothing, left alongside the road for dead. And a couple of people came by and went over on the other side of the street, didn't want anything to do with him. But then this man from Samaria, which in those days were thought to be second-class citizens, they weren't. We're all created in God's image, but that was the culture of the time, that Samaritan people from Samaria, were thought to be less than. The Samaritan sees this man in trouble, gets off his donkey, cleans and bandages this poor man's wounds, puts him on his donkey, takes him to the nearest town, to the hotel there, and not only leaves him there, but pays for his care and his room and board and tells the innkeeper, I'll be back through in a couple of weeks. If there's money owed, I'll settle up with you then on it. So those are true. That was a true first responder. First responders today carry that banner with them every day. They stop and help when others don't want to get involved, and we love that. That's just a mindset of a first responder that we appreciate so much, and I hope the public does too.
You know, it's a special person to run toward danger and not away from it.
It really is. It's just amazing, and we have gotten to know so many first responders that they would give you the shirt off of their back if they didn't have another one. And I've jokingly told Terry before that we canceled our AAA subscription years ago because if we ever had a flat tire or a breakdown anywhere across Missouri and Kansas, in my phone I've got the names and phone numbers of first responders in every town. Yeah. So all I've got to do is pick up the phone and call the local fire chief in Salina, Kansas, and he's going to send somebody over to help us. I don't need AAA.
So we about ready to cancel ours now?
I may have to, yeah.
I wanted to bring up something. We had just an unexpected turn in April of 2025. You started this conversation by saying what was it? Was it a space that didn't exist? What is it that we need to? What's the need that we need to fill? And then this year, something unexpected happened with a young first responder that kind of altered the course of HeroFund a bit, and I'd really like for you to talk about that.
I emphasized earlier when we started visiting here that our primary mission is first responder safety. We all know we can't prevent every tragedy. You can't always outthink the bad guys initially. There's an old saying that action is faster than reaction. And we know we can't prevent every tragedy. On April 27th at about 3 o'clock, in the 3 o'clock hour early in the morning, a first responder, firefighter, paramedic by the name of Graham Hoffman was in the back of his ambulance tending to a patient. Driver was driving them to a hospital, and he was tragically killed at the hands of this patient on the way to the ambulance. And within 24 hours, we decided we're not ones to sit by quietly and not take action. And within 24 hours of Graham's line of duty death, we started the Graham Hoffman Memorial Firefighter Paramedic Scholarship Fund. Initially, a group of 18 restaurants under the leadership of one of our board members, Sam Silvio, who owns M. Chamas Brazilian Grill in the Northland. Sam rallied 17 other restaurants throughout the metro area, all across town, to do a donate day on that following Saturday. These 18 restaurants all agreed to donate 10% of all food and beverage sales that Saturday following the tragic loss of Graham Hoffman in the line of duty that Sunday before, so less than a week later. Those restaurants and their patrons altogether raised $30-something thousand. There's been other things too. There's a place in Parkville, Missouri called Cool Vintage Watches that John and Kelly Putnam own, and they have a Cool Vintage Watch Club, and they all donated money out of their own pockets. There's another $10,000. And then we get a call from a young man named Dylan Worth with Worth Harley-Davidson and Outlaw Harley-Davidson, and they wanted to do a Hoffman Memorial Ride, and that event took place June the 18th this summer. And we didn't know what to expect. We supported the event through an event page on our website, online registration, online donation collections, everything we could do to support it, media. Tony, you're our volunteer public information officer for HeroFund USA. You rallied all 4 of the local television stations and other media to come out and cover the ride. We had over 400 motorcycles, over 500 riders. All 4 television stations covered the event, and the event raised $70,000. So now we find ourselves today with a well-funded scholarship fund in honoring Graham Hoffman, and we are now getting scholarship applications. We have received 5 applications in the last couple of weeks, and at least 4 of those are probably going to be approved, and we're looking forward to presenting those in a public forum, which is our Dining with Heroes Gala coming up on Tuesday, November 4th. We're going to try to see if we can get Graham's family up on the stage and have them present the first few checks.
How good would that be? And we've gotten to know, you and I and Terry, we've gotten to know the Hoffman family, and it was difficult when we first met them in Riverside with the Putnams, but they are genuinely, they've opened up their hearts to us as we have to them, and they're really become family for us.
You know, we're all parents here, right? They say the worst thing a parent can ever do is to bury one of your own children.
Yes, sir.
They're supposed to bury us, right?
Yes, sir.
Not that that's any fun either,
No.
But Rhonda and Mike Hoffman, their other son Nolan, had to go through this. Just had to be heart-wrenching for them to make those arrangements and see the procession of fire trucks, hear the bagpipes, and lay their son to rest for that final time. And the strength of character of this family is truly a testament. We know where Graham got the medal in his fortitude. We know where that came from. We know where his character came from, and it came from a good family.
So where are we right now as we're winding down 2025? I want to recap the last. Let's go past April, and where are we?
The other big challenge we have faced and continue to face this year is our grant application acceptance window is January and February every year, and we anticipate and fundraise planning to support funding requests for $200,000 worth of safety equipment with the 50-50 match, our half being $100,000. We got, and usually that's 10 to 15, 18 requests, grant applications. We got 31 grant applications this year, totaling over $400,000. Yeah. And once I look at all of them, and then we have in April every year a meeting with what we call our mission committee. Our mission committee is comprised of first responder professionals. They help us determine the merit of each application we get in and help us formulate recommendations to our board of directors. They recommended all 31 of these applications to our board of directors for approval. Our board of directors approved all 31 of those, totaling again $400,000+, our half being a little over $200,000.
And you know what that meant Darrel, Terry, Tony, get busy.
we just have to work a little harder.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
okay.
we kind of prioritize the 31 by top tier, middle tier, third tier. They're all important, or we wouldn't have approved them. Every one of them is important, but again, in the category of all funds raised locally, stay locally, we want to honor that and honor the wishes of our donors and sponsors and business partners. And so we are still looking for some private corporate partners, civic clubs and church organizations and anything to help us keep trying to take that bite out of that basketball.
Yeah.
The other euphemism there is how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time. So we've been able to fulfill over half of the requests we've received this year. We still have about $80,000, give or take, left to fulfill. We'll get it done. We serve an amazing God, and we just pray every night, God, we don't see the numbers on this working out, but what we've learned over the last nearly 9 years now is God doesn't use the same calculator like the one I have on my desk. His always has just the right number at just the right time, and we know He'll provide.
So next year's a big number. Be 10 years in operation. What's your vision moving forward?
Again, our 10-year anniversary is December 26th, and so our 10th year in business starts December 26th. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to try to just, again, honor those that have brought us to where we are today, including God above, our sponsors, our friends, our business partners, our volunteers. We are totally a volunteer organization. We have a volunteer 10-member board of directors. We have a volunteer advisory committee comprised of local business owners, managers, city council members, mayors, and the like that help guide us in the right direction on key decisions regarding our business development and growth. We have our Hero Friends Auxiliary, which you're a part, both of you gentlemen are a part of, that provides a lot of legwork, a lot of manpower, a lot of heavy lifting to help us implement our fundraising events and to make everything run smoothly and seamlessly, at least as it appears to those attending the event. sometimes we're like the duck on the pond. We're calm, cool, and collected on top and paddling like crazy underneath the surface. But that's how you get things done. So we're going to use this year to give thanks for what has been accomplished in the first 9 years and to see what the future holds and where God guides us.
I retired from radio at December 20th, and I think it was, January 6th I was in the office. So
yeah.
I have to thank you from the bottom of my heart for reaching out to me. A couple of years ago, I remember it was one of the hottest days of ever in this city, but we were at a giving day at Moley Toyota, and Darrel and I got to talking, and we met, and we talked about things, and this relationship began, and I just thought this was such a worthy cause and a much needed cause in this community, and I can't thank you enough for including me as part of the HeroFund family, because I feel like I am part of the family, and I'm not going to speak for Bill, but I think he's right there with me.
Absolutely. When I retired from the Examiner after 43 years, and I told my wife, when I'm not working every night, I'm going to get involved in some things. And the first thing was my church. I'm on the youth leadership committee at our church in Blue Springs. And Tony and I, it's crazy to think you meet one of your best friends when you're 71 years old, but that's what happened.
Look at us.
I know.
I thought you guys were only 45.
Stop. Oh, I thought you were going to say, I thought you were 10 years older than me. Yeah.
But, he approached me about being on the advisory board, and I said, yes, absolutely. And, Darrel, I don't know if you hear all the comments from the folks who received the grants. I've done a lot of work with the Blue Springs Police Department when they take kids shopping and different aspects, great heartwarming feature stories. And when you presented Bob Munns with the check for audio equipment, I was talking to a guy that is involved with everything involved with kids in the Blue Springs Police Department. He came up to me and he goes, I was out, had my helmet on, we were ready to go into this building, and all of a sudden my microphone and all the gear just fell off my helmet. And I'm like, wow, what do I do? Well, thanks to HeroFund, that's taken care of, and they have new equipment. And, that was something that quarterbacks have these helmets that they can talk to the coaches on the sidelines, and here's this guy ready to burst into a dangerous situation, and he can't communicate with his fellow officers. So that made such a big impact on me, and I thought it was so cool that he came up and told me that personally.
He was there that night.
He was there when we made that presentation. So, I am so honored to be a part of this.
Darrel Smith, thank you. God bless you, and thanks for having us, and thanks for being on with us. Darrel Smith, the CEO and founder of HeroFund USA.
What a guest, huh? How special was that?
It's amazing, what this man and his wife and just this community for first responders, people that run toward danger every day.
Yes,
Great
absolutely. Guy. Hey, one more time, we want to remind you, next Monday we're taking Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure on the road. We're going to be at Vito's Original Pizza on 7 Highway in Blue Springs. Comment below pizza. And we're going to select winners of a slice of original pizza while we're doing the show. Bring your friends. It's over a lunch break. We'd love to fill the place. A lot of people I know, and I can't believe this, aren't familiar with Vito's. And once you've been there, you'll come back. So we look forward to seeing everybody next Monday.
Full podcast episodes are always on YouTube and Spotify. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Check out all the reels. We have a lot of fun stuff on there, and we'd love to have you guys not only do that, but come out to Vito's on the 13th. We'll be there from noon to 1. Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure.